He's on you. Takes a doo-doo. What the fuck is up, gamers? Welcome back to episode 16? I think 16 of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. In the last episode, we finished trial number 2. It wasn't even really a trial. They just had us on a fucking boat. And in this one, we're going to start trial 3 out of 5. Now, I don't know what happened, but just to prepare myself voice-wise, I looked up what the characters look like, and we're in for a fucking treat. We are in for a goddamn treat.
My records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder
so cool.
in a carriage as it sped through dense.
I put together all the shit for the bathroom.
In the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator
I feel like I should be paying attention to this.
There were multiple witnesses to the crime itself.
Okay.
However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Jones, once said of the incident,
I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I...
Oh, is he talking about the fucking train? So the train was still part of the prelude. Which makes sense. This will be our first real trial. I forgot they do this cool anime shit.
Amazing.
We're gonna hear their real voices.
Just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
Why are they British?
And look at all the steam locomotives.
Why are they British?
This country is incredible.
They're Japanese, they're not British. That's not what she sounds like, man. That's what she sounds like. She's a little Japanese girl, man. That's exactly what she sounds like. Why do we look like a fucking... We look like a real anime character.
Capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure.
Yeah, they're... Why are they British, bro? Can I turn them up a little bit?
I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the center of the world.
I gotta get back into watching anime,
Britain's
man.
mighty capital, London.
I've watched maybe like 11 shows this whole fucking year so far. It's already the end of April. Literally tomorrow's the last day of April. I've watched 11 shows. That's tough. Where the fuck are we? 18th of February. So it's been about a month. Or what they say, 40 days, yeah. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. What an incredible place.
It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating.
This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress.
There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course, but they've only been built in a few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wooden paper most of our buildings are constructed from.
It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences in this construction materials. Yeah, I was gonna say, this place is weird. What is this place again?
This is the Lord Chief Justice Office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain.
The Lord Chief Justice.
We had instructions to report here at this time. If circumstances were different, we were supposed to have let Lord Chief Justice know that we arrived from Japan.
But Kazuma can't.
No. So instead, we're here in a different capacity, as envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death.
Yes.
And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done.
So we'd have to return to Japan.
If we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Cosimo.
Oh, if we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Cosimo's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Oh, my ears bothering me.
Yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer.
Which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain, it's the Lord...
Here in Great Britain, it's the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here. To have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way we'll be able to remain here in London.
Yeah, I set up all the shit for the bathroom. Put together a bunch of shit. Good morning. Sorry for keeping you. Oh. Good morning. Sorry for keeping you.
Oh.
I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than we're standing around with nothing much to do. How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Miles Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. And I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot.
Come on, Mr. Naruhodo, don't be a mouse.
Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Yunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. Yes, thank you. Let's chat. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Help. I've been so nervous ever since I got here, I can't remember a single thing about the city.
It's simply splendid, isn't it, Naruhodo?
Oh?
We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. Something about, I don't care.
I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, cheap water and gas, even cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded.
Oh yes, astounded is the word.
Thanks for saving me there, Suzato-san.
And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor.
Yes, there's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we'll be hosting here in London. Great exhibition? Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It'll be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history, and will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop.
Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be.
Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. Even if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on our great empire. Saying that to a Japanese guy is crazy. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. Alright, time for the moment of truth. Lord Chief Justice. I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you? Absolutely! Mr. Kazuma Isugi, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report of the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. It's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news?
Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person.
They tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it's true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means the study tour arrangement can no longer proceed.
If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart.
What do you have to say, madam?
It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal.
What is it now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo, this is it then, the moment of truth. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead? Don't misunderstand me, Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. Without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain for your country. And that was Mr. Isogi. At least that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man.
Mr. Naruhodo!
I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? If there's someone else here from Japan, they could be described as a lawyer. It's me. I can do it!
Is that so?
I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but...
No qualifications, you say?
And yet you still claim to be a lawyer? I've acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once as it happens. And I caused Kazuma to help me, and I was the accused, but glossing over the details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on the SS Beria.
The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training.
I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here in this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance, it's all I'm asking for. Please!
31 seconds.
Sorry?
Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo, it was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted, a perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in a good stead as a lawyer.
Oh, thanks.
So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment.
Huh?
Well, let me ask you one thing first, sir.
Yes?
You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path?
Well, yes, that's my intention.
I see.
Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden? He looks mad now.
Very well, you have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you.
Really? What's the test?
Clean every inch of this building.
No. So, what form will the test take exactly?
Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be?
Well, defending people, of course.
Well said. So, let's have you defend someone.
Huh?
Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocate here has been appointed for the defense yet, so this will be a welcome news.
Today?
Straight away? If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler?
How do I get myself into these situations?
Well, can I ask what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart?
What else would it be? Murder.
Yes, good question. I remember. It's a murder trial. A murder?
An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose.
That's easy to say.
But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment.
Capital punishment? He'll be put to death?
Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably you read that much in your short sea-based introduction to British law.
We can't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life.
This is literally Legally Blonde, where she asked the dude, like, would you bet your life on it? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, would you bet that other guy's life on it? And he's like, well, I don't know about all that. And he was right. But to be a lawyer is to put other people's lives in your hands.
I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable.
But you can't do that, can you?
There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose.
So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court? If I lose, he'll be hanged.
Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove that you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asugi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen.
He's testing my resolve.
What's the matter? You've fallen silent.
Are you gonna test my resolve, bitch? You gonna test my resolve? Jeez. Completely threw me off.
I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it going to be?
What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? I'll do it. I'll do it, bitch ass. Alright then. If I have to give you a decision now, my answer is... I can't do it, I can't get the words out.
15 seconds. Your decision making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That's what's too slow. So, it's as I suspected, is it?
Sorry?
You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over.
But... Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for offering me a chance.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Sorry, Mrs. Otto. But what could I do?
It's alright, I understand.
You do?
It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it.
What are you trying to say, madam?
I think what Mrs. Otto means is that no matter how badly I like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable. And I feel the exact same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. Sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Is that it?
Wait, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, is there something else?
It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time.
But I just said that...
I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him.
What?
At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense, and if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. You'll receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down.
But that's awful.
But that is the truth.
Why does it have to be like this?
Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you.
I'm really his only hope?
So, what do you say now, madam?
Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve.
Oh.
Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our grand city and enjoy yourselves.
That's crazy.
He's gone.
The Old Bailey. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be.
If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once.
Alright, fuck it. The Old Bailey. The highest criminal court where I'll do my test. Oh, we're jumping straight into it, huh? We're just jumping straight into it, huh?
Oh, thank goodness we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins.
Never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose. Is that why British people have fucked up teeth as horse-drawn carriages?
Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from Sherlock Holmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly.
I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die and we had to pay gold for the privilege.
At least we arrived here before the trial started.
Yeah, I suppose there's that. One of these days I'm gonna fuck up and I'm gonna say Sherlock Holmes in real life.
Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all.
Please, like, have Sherlock Holmes, like, fall from the fucking ceiling. This is the Old Bailey. Even there's room for defendants to wait in this grant.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding I remember in the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever's about to be sentenced. Feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed.
Yes, whoever the man you're here to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment.
Top of the morning to you, madam, sir! Oh, I never see his big ass. I don't remember her looking so bugly. What are yous doing following me here? Things are fair desperate, are they? Sorry? Would you look at those expressionless faces? From the east, are yous? We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan, is it? Right, say no more. So, how much do yous need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name. All while in a strange, faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand. Let me start by giving yous 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now.
1,000 guineas?
Please, Mrs. Otter, you don't have to shout. What 1,000 guineas is...
I'd have to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo.
What? 'Tis nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I've enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ah! Hit me in the eye! Asshole. Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it to you, no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. To be honest, 'tis a little embarrassing. The trial's about to begin, you see. Is for me good self here. I'll be in the dock. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial's going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it's true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't making any of it up.
I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial?
Bluster and blazes! Do yous not know who I am? Me? One of London's biggest names? No, sorry, we've only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. Suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park there, the centre of London's another beautiful park. Sorry, a park, what? 'Tis called McGilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. Why does it keep fucking hitting me with that pose? I donated to the city, so I did.
An entire park in central London?
A city of smiles, that's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for a city and its queer old people. That's amazing, I mean really extraordinary. Ah, but now they've took all to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What's the matter with the London police, I ask ya? Alright, don't pass out, man.
Mr. Naruhodo, perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath.
Good idea. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, you'd be happy to... What was I after saying, you daft idiot? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you.
Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry? I know what you're thinking. This Chancellor of a fella claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all England? Because he did it. That's the only explanation. Well? Not really. Although it is a little strange, to be honest. Why you don't have a lawyer, I mean. That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry, did he just say the Reaper? Aye, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Barak von Zeeks. He's the prosecutor.
The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper?
When von Zeek stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What? You're cooked. So it's reached a desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey.
Goodness, Lord Beric von Zeeks. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then.
Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth?
The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. The trial's about to begin.
His counsel? That would be me. Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here, I'd made up me mind, so I had. Sorry? I decided I'd have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance, a student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please. I literally know nothing about the case, or this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. I mean, yeah.
Mr. Naruhodo.
The man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself.
Yeah, something that Kazuma would have never allowed to happen.
Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you'll lose your right to stand.
I'll be right there. Alright, let's get it. Let's get it. It's happening then. My first trial in a British court. Hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. We're actually getting pretty close to time. Alright, that's scary as fuck. Oh shit. Who are they? So this is the highest court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. Centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? So different to the Supreme Court in Japan.
It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes the words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, yes, what?
Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again.
I know, I just can't help it. Hey, yo, why he's so scary, though? I didn't realize he would be that scary. Get ready for this.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare the courts to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is fully prepared. That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld.
Counsel for the defense, I appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English?
Huh? Oh, yes, of course, sorry. But he asked that the defense was ready, and I couldn't be any further from ready if I tried. Those eyes please me, Nipponese. They shroud your fear, your doubt,
your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. A cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tip of my toes.
Now, Mr. McGilded,
Yes, my lord.
you stand accused of murder, a capital offence. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defence to this foreigner?
As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Even if the fella's a student from some little island off the far east. Is it not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance? I like to think the acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud.
Listen to Mr. McGilded. What a fine gentleman of London has him. Jerry donated £5,000 to the government the other day. Mother, please, let me go play in McGilded Parks.
It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded.
With the entire city behind us, cheering as one, I end the episode here. Next episode, I will save you, Mr. McGilded.
Alright, peace out.